Good chilly afternoon, chickadees. I hope your weekend went well. So we are on Sunday, which is the beginning of my new week, and I'm going to start my brunch today with a version of almost like kielbasa and sauerkraut. But Kroger had some natural uncured turkey sausage on special, and it is 100 calories for 2 ounces. And then, hang on, I gotta squish it down here. Let's see. What do we got? 9 grams of protein and 7 grams of total fat. So, and that is per 2 ounces. So I think I'm gonna weigh out 4 ounces, which is probably about that much. So we'll see. Let's see. If this whole thing is 13, then the halfway point would be 6.5. So yes, that's probably about 4 ounces there. Now I am still looking for a packaged sauerkraut that I like. For me, I really like quite a sour sauerkraut, and I am a big fan of caraway seeds. I haven't tried the Libby's before, but that's what I'm going to try today. Now it is 10 calories for 2 tablespoons, 2 carbs, and of course no protein in there. Basically, in your sauerkraut, it is just your cabbage, water, sugar, salt, and caraway. So we'll see if that is all right. I picked up some fresh green beans yesterday. I want to get a jump on using them. They do not last long before they start getting spotty. So I'm going to have a good sized serving of those. I'm not sure about the weight yet. And then I have a Honeynut Squash. These are a hybrid between a butternut and a buttercup squash, and they are an orange flesh. They are definitely slightly sweeter. They're not as hard as the butternut squash, and you don't have to cook them as long. I'm going to cook this in the Instant Pot. All of the times and temperature settings will be in the description box. And then I have just a mix of stir-fry vegetables. This particular one is in teriyaki sauce, but I'm not going to use the sauce. I'm just going to steam up some of the vegetables there. All right, so that is going to be brunch. The only thing that needs to happen, this is fully cooked. So I don't need to do anything except heat this up with the sauerkraut. I'm going to Instant Pot cook the squash, and then I will steam the green beans and the other vegetables. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is cook the honey nut, because it is going to take the longest, but even that is only just a little bit. So the instructions that I've put in the description box are for generally squash that are slightly harder, so we're not counting zucchini or summer squash in there, which cook much faster due to the higher water content, thinner skin. But that starts at about 1 pound. And 1 pound squash is like 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to try this one, because this is only 12 ounces. I'm going to try this one at about, I think I'm going to do 5 minutes, and then if it's not done, I'll add another minute or so. But I think 5 minutes is going to be fine. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to cook this completely whole. All you need to do is puncture it all the way around with a few good knife wounds, and then you're going to put it on the trivet. Put 1 cup of water in the bottom of your pot. Set that for, in this case, I'm going to try 5 minutes, but I will put the finished time if that's not correct. I will put that in the video tonight. And then when you get it out, I tell you in the instructions, but I'll tell you here, it is beyond hot. I mean, super, super, super scald your fingerprints off hot. So please make sure that you're using oven mitts or a silicone grabber or something when you're trying to get this out. All right, so I'm going to puncture this and get this started. And then by the time this is ready to go, everything else will pretty much be done. One other quick note, I should have clarified. It depends on how done you like your vegetables. I like my veggies like I like my rice and pasta, which is a bit closer to the al dente side. I like it to still be a little bit firm. I want to be able to mash it down with a fork, but I don't want it to be super, super mushy. So the time that I'm going to give you might be slightly different than what you like, but that's what we have. So I've just put a couple of little puncture marks in here, just one in the stem and one in the base, and I did that 4 times moving around. Then I have 1 cup of water in the base, my trivet stand. I'm going to put that on there, and that's it. All right, so that is going, and it's coming up to pressure now. We'll see what it's like in 5 minutes. Okay, so then I just did a little bit, I snapped the tops off of the green beans. And I have to say, okay, so that is these green beans. Normally, I don't shop at Walmart, but I lost my wallet a couple of days ago, and my bank is Wood Forest, which is in the Walmarts, and my only one is like 45 minutes away from me. So anyway, I had to go to the bank because I had lost my debit card and all of that kind of stuff. And while I was there and I was waiting for them to help me out with that, I thought I would do a little bit of shopping. So I picked up a couple of things, and one of them was these green beans. Now these are by Lipman Family Farms. They're out of Florida, and I'm actually really impressed with them. I know beans may not excite everybody, but I like a good green bean, and these are really, they feel really good. So anyway, okay, I didn't know how many I wanted, so I just took a handful. I've snapped them, and they are 144 grams, and I'm going to cook those on my Good Cook steamer. So you put water in the bottom tray, and then you have your steamer tray there. And this is this was $5 at my Dollar General store. I've had this particular one for years, and I use it all the time. I did have the steaming, you know, like the multi-basket double tier steamer things, and I just found that because it's just me, this was perfectly fine. All right, and then that comes with a vented steaming lid. If you want things to get softer, you can leave the vent closed, and that's going to keep more of the steam in. In my case, I like my beans to still have a bit of bite to them, so I normally do go ahead and open that steamer. And basically, once I put water in there, you're just going to put that in the microwave. Green beans, I'm going to try these at 4 minutes. That's what I do my ones from Kroger, so I'd say those are going to be about the same. And again, that's for a crisp green bean. If you want them closer to a canned green bean, do 6 minutes. All right, that's my pot telling me that the time is going, so that's great. Now these are those stir-fry vegetables, and I kept the sauce pack because when I cook for my neighbor, she quite likes the teriyaki, so I can do her a chicken teriyaki dish and use the sauce. But for me, I'm just going to put these, this is another steamer bowl, and I don't have any water in here. And that just has a little vented steamer lid. And so basically, I'm just going to put those in there. Sometimes I'll put them together, but this has the really small pieces of like the broccoli slaw. And I found that occasionally it will fall down through the holes or it will not steam as well. So I do that in a bowl. If you want a quick and easy way to add vegetables, those stir-fry bags, or even some frozen ones, I picked up some of those at Sam's. They work really well. Okay, so these are going to go in the microwave, and then the only thing that I have left is I need to do the sausage and the sauerkraut. Okay, so I have it has finished, and I've taken the top off. I've let the steam out so I don't steam you up, and we're going to test this. Now, my test is if I can get a fork in there pretty easily, then it's done enough for me. So let me see if I can do this without... Okay, so let's see. Do we have fork test? Yeah. Okay, so that's perfect. That's all I'm looking for, is just that it is fork tender. So this is all done. And in this particular case, remember this was 12 ounces and I did it for 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to put in the description. Okay, so this is that Libby's sauerkraut. Now, it doesn't smell particularly sour. So I just thought, let me just try a little bit. There's a decent amount of liquid in there. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can do this without dripping on the phone. Okay, so, that's weirdly sweet. I mean, I know it has sugar in it, but what's the sugar percentage in there? 1 gram of added sugar. It's quite good. I think I might add just a touch of apple cider vinegar to it, though, because I do like mine a little bit more tart. The texture is good. And keep in mind that my tastes have changed since I got COVID in 2019. And my sense of smell and taste never came back fully. So for me to say it's not that tart and it's a little sweet, that may not mean that's what you taste if you get it. But, so if you've used the Libby's Bavarian style, let me know if you think it's a little sweet and not that tart. Okay. Everything is just about done. The squash is finished. I've done the vegetables in the microwave. Those have finished. And the only thing I need left to do now is heat up this and the turkey sausage and then plate everything. Wow, the day has totally gotten away from me. So I am redoing some videos for Healthy, and I was handwriting my scripts for them because I get off on tangents and I don't stay focused otherwise. So I was writing like a whole bunch. This is part of it. I've already done about this amount before. And I just realized that it is now 10 minutes to 7, and if my eating window is going to close in an hour, and I've only had what I showed you before, yeah, I need to start worrying about what I'm going to do about dinner. But it also probably means there's no way I'm going to hit my protein macro today. All right, let me go dig around in my pantry and see what's going on. Okay, so that took some pretty serious planning to even get close to my protein macro. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm calling this my protein power dinner. All right. My cousin took me to Sam's the other day, and I bought this bag of chicken tenderloins. They were $17.09, and they had like $3 off, so it was like $14.09. And I actually got 10. I've already put up in the freezer the other 9 packages, and then this was what was left over. So I've weighed this. I'm just going to use this as like my chicken base tonight. So there's 160 odd grams of chicken here. The bags that I put up all have 3 pieces in them. And so I ended up with, for $14, I ended up with 10 meals, and all of them except this one have 3 tenders in them. Okay. So that on its own was not going to be enough protein. So what I did was I dug out some, excuse me, some Appleton Farms prosciutto. This is 60 calories an ounce with 7 grams of protein per ounce. So I'm going to use probably a couple of pieces, and I'm going to wrap the chicken in the prosciutto, and then I'm going to cook that in the air fryer. Then I'm going to do some protein eggs. I have 2 duck eggs and some cottage cheese, and I'm going to scramble those and cook them with the cottage cheese. And then for I had so many vegetables for lunch. That's why my protein was so low. Sorry, I've got hiccups now. Whew. So I am going to have some edamame, half a bag of this. So an entire bag is 230 calories and 18 grams of protein. I'm going to do half a bag, so it's going to be, what's that, 115 calories and 9 grams of protein. And all I'm going to do with those is steam them, and then I toss them in some Kinder's, the salt, pepper, and garlic blend, which I forgot. It's not on the table. And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to have, it's kind of like, I don't know, country breakfast. It's chicken. So I'm going to have chicken tenders wrapped in prosciutto, cooked in the air fryer, 2 duck eggs with cottage cheese, scrambled, and then some steamed edamame. Okay, so here I have my 2 chicken tenders and 56 grams of prosciutto. That was like 2 slices on each one, because of course prosciutto is super fine. And then in here I have the 2 duck eggs, a little bit of water, because duck eggs can be quite thick, the yolks. So a little bit of water, 1/4 cup cottage cheese, and some dried parsley, salt, and pepper. I'm going to just scramble those on the stove, and I'll put the edamame in when these are closer to being done. These I'm going to do in the air fryer, 425 for, let's see, I'm going to try these at 10 minutes, and they might need an extra 2.